Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all Israel, whether concepted or not. In the sincere salutation, tell the Akim pushing the truth and believing the truth to the four ends of the earth, the entire world waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwat who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from Jim Orlando Camp coming at you another lesson. And truth, fact, faith, and edification. Another day of edification, Lord willing, is be edifying. So I titled this lesson, The Stars of God, the stars of Yahweh are their target. The stars of the Lord, the stars of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, the stars of the Lord are their targets. And these stars is talking about you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. And I was meditating on this from the lesson I did yesterday. So it's kind of a lesson in a lesson, right? Because when these devils, starting with the Greek Empire, right, when they took down Judah, Benjamin, and Levi from Jerusalem, right? Well, the same thing happened with Antiochus or Antiochus, however you want to pronounce his name, Antiochus Epiphanes. It happened with the Roman Empire, right? The Greco-Roman Empire, right? It happened with the Greeks and the Romans. This prophecy is about them destroying us, man, and them taking us because they know, and I was thinking about this too. When you steal a person's identity, right? The best way to steal a person's identity, you're either going to lock them up away where they can't be found, or you're going to put them to death, right? And that's why the scripture say in Psalms 83, when these heathens said, come and let us cut them off, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance, right? If you want to take somebody's identity, the best way you can do that, you either gotta put them to death, or you can hide them, lock them away in some dungeon, right? You can use their identity. Well, that's what these devils. That's why it was through Yahweh Shema Shah, but these devils took the identity of the Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay, and you got to do it before the people find out. Just like we watched the movie, the man in the mask. They were what? They was brothers, right? Well, he locked away the good brother, right? And he was the one that ruled, man. That movie, the man in the mask. When you watch that movie, the guy took his brother, locked him in a dungeon somewhere, right? And he just ruled the wicked brother. So that's what this devil doing, man. But they gotta take your identity, man. Like the lesson I did yesterday. These devils, um, they despise the image of the Lord, man. So the Lord is going to despise their image, man. Okay. So that's what they're doing right now. They done took our image. They done took our heritage and they're using it as their own, man. Because the world don't know who you are, right? So if the world don't know who the chosen peoples are, then that means somebody can walk around saying that they are the chosen people. If the world don't know who the real chosen people are, so dealing with the stars of the Lord, man. So I'm gonna read these two precepts real quick. This is Daniel 8 and 10. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 8, because this was talking about Alexander the Great, and then when he died, his four generals came up, and out of his four generals came up one a person out of one of the four generals, right? It's Daniel 8 and 8. Therefore the he goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken. He's talking about Alexander the Great, him reigning, then he died, which is 12 years. And for it came up four noble ones towards the four winds of the head of heaven, which is his four generals. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceedingly great towards the south and towards the east and towards the pleasant land. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the hosts of the stars to the ground and stamped upon them. Well, this is talking about them stomping upon Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? So the same thing happened in Revelation. Let's read this. Revelations 12 in verse 3. It reads, and there appeared another wonder in heaven. Now, what I just read in Daniel's 8, that was during the Greek Empire, right? So what I'm reading right here in Revelations 12, this is during the Roman Empire. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven again, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. So you got those stars in Daniel 8 and 10, and these stars in Revelations 12 is still talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? As I always say, two-thirds of Israelites, the devil already got them, man. Okay, he's making war. He's ready to come with vengeance, with a wrath upon the hopeful elect of the Lord. Okay, which the 144,000 and the unknown multitude, which is the 1/3. So let's deal with this. Because see, with these devils, what we have learned through history, that's why Romans 15 and 4 say the scriptures were written aforetime ago for our learning, right? Let's get this. This is First Ezra 1 and 24. Now this is talking about Josiah, right? As for the things, this is First Ezra 1 and 24. As for the things that came to pass in his time, they were written in former times concerning those that sinned and did wickedly against the Lord, above the people and above all people and kingdoms. Because this is about you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. The other heathen nations just extras in the Lord's movie, man. Okay, they just collateral damage and casualties of war, man. The Lord said He made the world for Israel's sake, man. Right? Everything else is just extra, man. Again, as for the things that came to pass in His time, talking about Josiah, they were written in former times concerning those that sinned. What did it tell you in Isaiah 30? About how two-thirds of our people take a covering. They take a covering of this devil, right? That they may add sin to sin. So trusting in your enemy as a sin. So it say, as for the things that came to pass in his time, they were written in former times concerning those that sin. This devil set a bag in front of you, man. He said he taught you to be. He taught us to be carnal minded and set a bag in front of you and said, "Go chase this bag, man." Right? That's sin, man. The love of money, the love of the money is root to all evil. It tells you in Ecclesiastes that money is defense, man. Okay? Money is defense, but wisdom is the defense. Right? But this devil taught us to be carnal minded, man. So he can get you on all sides. Because if your mind is, if your life is based on chasing money, man, you ain't gonna stop and sit down and prepare time for the Lord, man, because you're trying to get money. As for the things that came to pass in his time, I'm making this lesson about the separation between the hopeful elect and two-thirds, man. The ones that these devils want, which they want Israel, period, overall. right? Because the world was made for your sakes, man. But there's a remnant that these devils really want, man. As for the things that came to pass in his time, that were written in former times concerning those that sinned and did wickedly against the Lord above all people and kingdoms, and how they grieved him exceedingly, so that the words of the Lord rose up against Israel. Right? This is Isaiah 33 and 15. It reads, before I get there, let me get this. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 7. Because this devil know how that he can get you, man. This Ecclesiastes 7 and 7. It reads, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. A gift destroyeth the heart, right? This is Isaiah 33 and 15. See, 2/3, this devil can get them a gift, and they cool. They gonna take it, and they gonna run with it. They gonna run. They will run with it, man. Please, that Isaiah 33 and 15 reads, he that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth the gain of oppressions, he that despiseth the gains of oppression, that shaketh his hands from holding up bribes, right? You can't give him, he ain't gonna take it. That stoppeth his ears from hearing of blood, and shut up his eyes from seeing evil. This man right here, these type of men, this devil is that these type of men, because it's nothing that's going to break them, man. And this is what make this devil wrath, man. His wrath, this will make him so hot, man, because he can't deceive a righteous man. Again, Isaiah 33 and 15. He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth the gains of oppressions, that shaketh his hands from holding of bribes, that stoppeth his ears from hearing of blood, and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil. Right? This is Jeremiah 48 and 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully. Why would a righteous man of the Lord, why would a man of the Lord, period, do the work of the Lord deceitfully? What can deceive a man from, what will deceive a man from doing the work of the Lord? We talk about omnipotent, omnipotent, everything. He's everywhere, all the time, and all things. What will make a man do the work of the Lord deceitfully? It's money, man. It's always money, man. Whatever form it come in, gold nuggets, silver, paper dollars, man. Fiat currency, Ponzi scheme money, man. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Listen, man, the Lord set us up, man, with these ways. Who's gonna be deceived, man? When the Lord give you that high calling, who's gonna get to the point? That's one of the precepts I'm holding, Ecclesiastes 20. Who's gonna be deceived, man, by these things, man? Listen, the Lord say he daily loadeth us with benefits, man. He daily loadeth us with benefits. If the Lord told you he gonna feed you no matter what, no matter how the day look, no matter how the morning starts off, if the Lord say, my son, I'm gonna feed you, why would you want anything more, man? Why? It say again, cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Gotta read this again, Isaiah 33. This is talking about a righteous man. Isaiah 33 and 15. He that walketh righteously, right? Your everyday walk, righteous walk, and speaketh uprightly. Whom this devil, when you read Psalm 37, right? In 14, it said what? They come against them that have an upright conversation. Come against them how? We got to take these guys down. They can't be bought. They can't be sold. They can't be bought off. We got to take these guys down. So you got to understand that's the wrath for the Lord, man. That's the wrath for the Lord that He put in these devil spirit to see we can't break these type of guys. So they got to do something else. And what is that? They gotta they gotta be removed. These righteous men that stand in great boldness, we gotta move them. That's why these devils is pissed off and they're gonna come out with great wrath, like it says in Revelation 12 and 12. He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth gains or oppressions, that shaketh his hands from holding of bribes, that stoppeth his ears from hearing of blood, and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil. Right? So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 20. I'm going to start here at verse 9. There is a sinner that have good success in evil things. You see that? There is a sinner that have good success in evil things. Look at TD Snakes. Look at Death Low Dollar. Right? Look at Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackass. There is a sinner that have good success in evil things. Look at Oprah. Look at Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Denzel Washington, Will Smith. We'll go on for the rest of the year naming names. There is a sinner that have good success in evil things, and there is a gain that turneth to loss. See, the Lord set, just like I tell you in Psalm 73, that the Lord set the Job 9:24 in slippery places. 2/3 of Israel is also set in slippery places, man. The Lord has deceived these jakes to think that's the only way to live. That's the only way you're gonna make it on earth, man. You gotta get the bag. There is a gift that shall not profit thee, and there is a gift whose recompense is double. Sirach 20 and 10. There is a gift that shall not profit thee. Though you got it, it's all good, you holding it. Guess what? In the end, what is it going to profit you? That you gain the whole world and lose your own soul. There is a gift that shall not profit thee, and there is a gift whose recompense is double. Right? This is verse 29. It reads, Sirach 20 and 29. Presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, and stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove. So back in Jeremiah 48 and 10, it say, let's read again. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. So what will keep your sword back from blood? What will cause you to do the work of the Lord deceitfully? It's money, man. It's always money. And this is the separation between the whole elect and 2/3. Now, in Daniel's 1, let's read this. This is Daniel's 1 and verse 1. In the third year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand with part of the vessels of the house of God, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his God, and he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel and of the king's seed and of the princes. Do you know what it means to be of the king's seed? Listen, It say children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom and cunning in knowledge and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. Who was among these? It say, now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, right? Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? So you got these children of Israel, children of Judah with no blemish, right? This applies to the hopeful elect now, man. That's what these devils, the brother put it up, Revelation 12 and 17, man. These devils is wroth with you because you are standing in diligence, you're standing in boldness, teaching sound doctrine of Yahweh Shemabashah, and you ain't folding. And you was chasing the bag, and you left off from chasing the bag to stand and teach the word of the Lord, man. This pisses these devils off, man. You gotta really understand, man. Why would these devils want to come in, as it tell you in Revelation 12 and 17? Why is they pissed off with men that just stand in great boldness teaching the Bible? Because it's the truth. And the truth of the words of Yahweh Shema Shah is exposing everything that was hid, man. These devils' power was in secret. In secret. Now everybody know they drink blood. Everybody know that these are the Job 9 and 24s. Everybody know that they got to pay for what they done. Everybody know that they will be in chains, yokes of iron, man. Okay? They looking for the king's seed, man. Them with no blemish. Let's read this again. Daniel's 1, reading the point in verse 4. This is Daniel 1 and verse 3. And the king spake unto Aspenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand. Remember, who gonna stand in great boldness for the Lord, man? To stand in the king's palace. Where we standing at right now in Babylon the Great? This is Basra, the king's palace, man. Standing in great boldness, telling these devils they going off and they gotta pay for what they done, man. It say, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. Now, when you go to Isaiah 13 and 2, let's read this. Hey, these letters is heavy, man. Isaiah 13 and 2, lift you up a banner upon the high mountain. Who's doing this? Exalt the voice unto them. Who's doing this? Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. Who's doing this? Them that have the ability in them, like I said in Daniel, to stand. You see this? The king's seed, them with no blemish, man. The hopeful elect today, man. This is that's what the Lord said this in Michael, right? This is Michael 3 and 1. And I said, here I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel, is it not for you to know judgment? The Lord gave you this high calling, man. You better use it. Like I tell you in 1 Corinthians 7, verse 20 through 24, man. Because this is what's hurting these devils, man. These devils talking about sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. That's a lie. Whoever came up with that dumb slogan, that's a lie, man. The words of the Lord hurt, man. Okay? Here's a precept. Jeremiah 23 and 29 reads, Is not my word like as a fire, saith Yahweh, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? If this word breaketh a rock in pieces, will it not crush bones? Come on, man. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words shall never hurt. That's a lie. Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Is not a rock stronger than bones, man? This is So these devils know. Now listen, this is second Ezra. There's some points I wanted to make. I was meditating on the lesson I did yesterday, man. Now see, these devils, when you watch that movie, that man in the iron mask, man, okay? What happened? The wicked brother took the good brother and hid him away and put a mask on him, man. And he put a mask on him. What Esau did to us. He hid us away through his philosophies and put a mask on us, man. That's why I said in Isaiah 25 and 7, right? He shall destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, man. Because the Lord made the world for Israel's sake, man. This has to be revealed, man. This devil been walking around saying that they are what they like to say, Benjamin and Levi and Levi, they say, right? You got a few of them that say Benjamin, right? But they've been walking around the earth talking about they Judah, man. They Judah and Benjamin and Levi, man. Well, guess what? It applies to all 12 tribes, man. It ain't just Levi that's preached no more, man. Okay? Through the order of Melchizedek, Malak Tazadak, through Yahweh, it's all 12 tribes, man. So they are at all the stars of the Lord, man. Okay? This is 2nd Ezra 16 in verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols. Now we know this applies to the 2/3 of Israel, okay? Because these are the ones that's going whatever Esau say, they're going, they rolling with it, man. Whatever it is, whatever we don't got to get into what it is, whatever Esau say, 2/3 is rolling with that. They cool with that. They good with that because it's in Isaiah 30 and 12, they trust in oppression. Verse 69, and they that consent unto them, which is in Isaiah 28, right? Verse 15 through 18, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden on the foot, right? This is the point I want to make, because this is about the hopeful elect. Verse 70 reads, for, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, right? Why is going to be on them? Because these are the ones that's adverse, that's opposite, that opposes the system, right? Just like in Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, when they say, who opposeth and exalted himself against all that is called God or that is worship, right? That he as God sitteth in the temple of God, saying that he is God. Well, we telling him, you're not God. The Lord said that you're just a man, right? They got to remove these type of people. This type of understanding have to be removed, man. And it's only one way to remove you. Either going to lock you up until you just rot away, or they got to put you to death, man. Just like the movie The Man in the Iron Mask, man. Put his brother away, man. But what happened? Some kind of way, they found out that his brother was in a dungeon with a mask on, right? The Lord say what? In the latter days, this truth is going to spring out of the earth, right? Like I said in Psalms 85 and 11, Habakkuk 2 and 4, Habakkuk 2 and 14, right? But they in the movie they found out that he had a brother. They was the righteous brother, the good brother that was sitting in the dungeon with a mask on, man. And when you watch the movie, it's a good movie, man. It say they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. You see, because it's all about them that fear the Lord, man. Which you can liken to like Daniel chapter 1, them of the king's seed that had no blemish. It said what? In them who had the ability to stand in great boldness right now, man. This is Psalms 124, right? Because like we always say, two-thirds of Jacob are already gone, man. This Psalm 124 and 1. If it had not been the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick. When their wrath was kindled against us, then the waters had overwhelmed us, the streams had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, who have not given us as a prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snares of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of Yahweh Shema Shah, who made heaven and earth. You see that? Two-thirds ain't gonna have this luxury, man. Why? Because the devil have deceived them with simply as the bag. Now you go to Psalms 23, this devil had deceived them with simply the bag, man. Or die trying to get rich, right? Get rich or die trying. This is Psalms 23. And read this point. Psalms 23 and verse 4, right? It reads, yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me. It reads, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Now, the rod is for what? Correction, right? Chastising. The Lord said he's going to rule the nations with a rod of anger, right? Chastising. The rod is for chastising, correction. The staff is for what? To lean on, for comfort, for support, right? Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. What the Lord says he's going to do to the hopeful elect? Let's read it. Ecclesiastes 17 and 17, it reads, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion, whom, being his firstborn, he nourished with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, doeth not forsake him. Right? The hopeful elect is being nourished with discipline and mercy. The two-thirds is being nourished with what? Folly and wrath, man. Right? The hopeful elect is being nourished with discipline and mercy. Two-thirds is being nourished with folly, following the ways of the world, and then wrath, which is judgment, right? So Psalm 23 and 4, when it say, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Because the rod is for correction and the staff is for the support, the comfort, right? Because the Lord is nourishing the hopeful elect with discipline and mercy, but the two-thirds with folly and wrath. This is Jeremiah 24, showing you the separation, man. Why the two-thirds are who they are, and why the hopeful elect is who they are, man. Whomever they are. Jeremiah 24 and 1. The Lord showed me, and behold, baskets, two baskets of figs were set before the temple of the Lord. After that, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away captive Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and the princes of Judah, with the carpenters and smiths from Jerusalem and had brought them to Babylon. Right? One basket had very good figs, and the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten. They were so evil. Then said Yahweh unto me, what seest thou, Jeremiah? And I said, figs, the good figs, very good, and the evil, very evil, that cannot be eaten. They are so evil. Again, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, thus saith Yahweh, the power of Israel, like these good figs, so will I acknowledge them that are carried away captive of Judah, whom I have sent out this place into the land of the Chaldeans for their good. What does that mean? That means the Lord's going to nourish you with discipline, man. That's what it means. But two-thirds are being nourished with folly and wrath. The hopeful elect nourished with discipline and mercy, man. It say, verse 6, for I will set my eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them and not pull them down. And I will plant them, the hopeful elect, the 144,000 men, first and foremost. These are going to be the planted ones. These are going to be the ones that get to sit around Yahweh when it's time for counsel, man. Every man of Israel ain't going to have this luxury in the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay? Because when you go to Ecclesiastes 38, let's read it. Let's read it right now. I'm going to go back to Jeremiah 24. Ecclesiastes 38 and 24. Listen to this. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. Hey, working 2, 3 jobs. Listen, man, you ain't gonna be able to balance your time when you have about Shema Shah. Working 2, 3 jobs, man. It say, and he that have little business shall become wise. But if the Lord gave you that portion, hey, so be it. And you're able to balance hey, your 2, 3 jobs and you help about Shema Shah, hey, that's the portion the Lord gave you. It say, verse 25, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow and that glorieth in the gold, that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labors, occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? He giveth his mind to make furrows and is diligent to give kind to fodder. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make their great verity, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work. The smith also sitting by the anvil, and considereth the iron work. The vapor of the fire wasteth his flesh, and he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears, and his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He said of his mind, he said of his mind to finish his work, and watcheth to polish it perfectly. You supposed to be perfectly doing the work, man. Tell you that in Second Timothy 3 and 17, that you may be thoroughly furnished. Okay, to all good works in your how about Shema Shah. It say, so doeth the potter, sitteth at his work, and turneth the wheel about with his feet, who is always careful, set at his work, so making all his work by number. He fashioned the clay with his arm and bowed down his strength before his feet. He applied himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. They keep mentioning the word diligent. These men. Listen, verse 31. All these trust to their hands. You see that? The brother put it up. Jeremiah 17 and 5. Jeremiah 17 and 5, right? Cursed be he. What does it say? I'm gonna read it. Say all of these, Ecclesiastes 38 and 31, all these trust to their hands, and everyone is wise in his work. Meaning you helping this devil build his empire, his what's the word? Um Man, it's not empire. What is called the business. I forgot the word they use. Man, I forgot the word they use. Um, anyway, it doesn't matter. I forgot the word to use. Another word. Um, I'm gonna use empire. His business, basically his right. The work that so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans put in to build these devils, um, their empire, their business, whatever they got going on, whatever it is. Jake is diligent to help these devils make billions, right? These Fortune 500 companies, these Fortune 400 companies, however you want to call it, right? It's a without these cannot a city be inhabited because you need carpenters, you need electricians, you need plumbers, you need um contractors, right? You need brick masons, right? You need all these type of guys. Of course, your work, you got work, you got to work. But the Lord's saying these guys here is putting their whole heart into their work, man. And that's what the Lord said in Haggai 1, right? These men run everyone to their own to build a house, while the Lord's house lie waste. Listen, without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down. It said they shall not be sought for in public council, right? When you go to Luke 22 and 28, listen what the Lord say. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations, and I appoint unto you a kingdom, and as my Father have appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. These are the ones that's doing the Father's business, right? These Jakes that's following to do Esau's business, the Lord said again, Sirach 38 and 32, without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down. They shall not be sought for in public council. What public council? It's a nor sit high in the congregation. They shall not sit on the judges' seats. Hold on. What the Lord just said in Luke 22 and 28, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So here in Ecclesiastes 38 in verse 33, they should not be sought for in public council, nor sit high in the congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat, nor understand the sentence of judgment. The Lord ain't looking for these type of men. The Lord ain't looking for these type of men. Okay? They cannot declare justice and judgment, and they shall not be found where parables are spoken, but they will maintain the state of the world, and all the desire is in the work of their craft. You see that? So in Jeremiah 24, in verse 6, the Lord say, let's jump back at 5. Thus saith Yahweh, the power of Israel, like these good figs, so will I acknowledge them that are carried away captive of Judah, whom I have sent out this place in the land of the Chaldeans for their good. What the Lord say? Let's get this. This is Jeremiah 15. And that's what the Lord say, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, right? This Jeremiah 15 and 11. The Lord said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily, I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction, man. Hey, because Proverbs 16 and 7 say, when a man's ways please Yahweh, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. That's why you got Trayvon Martins and Mike Browns and Eric Guns, right? And George Floyd's and Breonna Taylor's and so forth and so on, man. That's why you got these that's losing their lives, man. Okay? That's why you got the spiritual fathers and the elder bishops and the elders and younger brothers, man, giving you sound doctrine that's standing in boldness, and they can't be bought off with a bag, man. The Lord said He gonna call these good figs again. Jeremiah 24 and verse 6. For I will set my eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them and not pull them down, and I will plant them and not pluck them up, and I will give them an heart to know me. This is the hopeful elect, man. That I am the Lord Yahweh, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power, but they shall return unto me with their whole heart, man. And the Lord looking for us, the Lord gave us the high calling, mercy, grace and mercy to do that now, man. And it say, verse 8, and as for the evil figs, which cannot be eaten, to my 2/3 of Jake, they are so evil. Surely, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shah, so will I give Zedekiah, the king of Judah, and his princes, and the residue of Jerusalem that remaineth in his land, and them that dwell in the land of Egypt, and I will deliver them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth, for their hurt to be a reproach and a proverb, a taunt and a curse in all places, whether I shall drive them. And you can liken that right now, man. Jake is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth everywhere, man. But guess what? In every state, in every country, starting with Babylon the Great first and foremost, you have that hopeful elect, man. You have that hopeful elect that the Lord set up to cleave to, that we may see him and cleave to him, man. And everybody else in every state, in every country, in every city, where you got the hopeful elect men standing in great boldness, you got those evil figs that's running around, man, running all around the good figs. Separation. And I will send a sword, the famine, and the pestilence among them, till they be consumed from off the land that I have given to them and to their fathers. And we are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and the Lord is doing this right now, man. Let's get this. This is Philippians. This is Philippians 3 and 13. It reads, Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, right? We was out in the world doing whatever, and reaching forth unto those things which are before, which is what? The kingdom of heaven, right? Going to the back to the beginning, man, before Adam and Eve went off. It say, I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of power in Hamashiach Yahweh. Let us, therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. And if in anything ye be otherwise minded, power shall reveal even this unto you. Hey, being part of the vile figs, man. Nevertheless, whereto we have already attained, let us walk by the same rule, let us mind the same thing. Brethren, be followed together of me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an example. And we have our spiritual fathers, right? The apostles and the elder bishops, man, and the elders. So this is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 16. And if you don't understand it, man, it's okay. But this is why these devils are hot, man. This is why they got to come down with wrath, man. Because on every level, man, you got some brothers on one level, other brothers on other levels, man. On every level, these devils are being exposed, man. You got brothers that go into everything in the earth, man, because the Lord said, these are the men of all wisdom. Okay? Let's read this again in Daniel 1. This guy, Nebuchadnezzar, said, Bring me of the king's seed, right? Them that have no blemish, man. You got to understand that. So, on this side, the hopeful elect, starting with the apostles, man. Okay? Read this again. Daniel 1 and 4. Daniel 1 and 3. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children of whom was no blemish. Do you understand what this mean, man? Nebuchadnezzar said, man, don't listen. Don't bring me. I need the best ones. I need the best ones in Israel, man. It's just like Jake today. What is that like Esau today, man? He think he getting the best ones, right? With the combine, the one that can jump high and run fast, right? In their younger years, like the LeBrons and the Emmett Smiths and the what's this guy name? He's got his toe clipped off. Deion Sanders, right? These guys, Michael Jordans and Kobe's, them not the best ones of the them ain't that's they not of the king seed, man. They not of the king's seed, man. This is dealing with them that standing in great boldness, man. This is who Nebuchadnezzar was getting, man. Okay? If you liken this to this time, man, it's dealing with the apostles and elder bishops and elders and younger brothers in this truth, man. It's a children in whom was no blemish, but well favored. Well favored. If LeBron Jameses and Michael Jordans and the Kobe's and all these niggas, these Stephen Curry's and all, if they was well favored, it say what? And skillful in all wisdom and cunning in knowledge, they wouldn't be playing basketball. They wouldn't be playing football or none of that. But if they was and they heard the truth, they would have came out of it. Like Carmelo Anthony and all these other guys. They would have came out of it, man. Those are not children with no blemish. Listen, man. Understand what's being read here, man. What's being said here, man. Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored in basketball and football and skillful in all wisdom and cunning in knowledge and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace. What the Lord said in Ephesians 6. Let's read this real quick, man. Ephesians 6 and verse 11 reads, put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shemashah, that ye may be able to what? To stand against the wiles of the devil. Okay? Let's read 13. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor power, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. This is about standing in great boldness, man. What did the Lord say? Psalms 94 and 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity, man? These are the ones that you can liken today, children in whom is no blemish, man. Well favored and skillful in all wisdom and cunning knowledge and understanding science, man. Real science. Psalms 65 in verse 4. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causes to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. What does this mean? Standing, man. Doing all to stand, man. So it's back in read this again, Daniel 1. It's Daniel 1 and 4. It reads, children of whom was no blemish, well favored and skillful in all wisdom and cunning in knowledge and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans, man. Nebuchadnezzar wasn't looking for some regular Jake. So today, guess who these Jakes is? That's Jacobus. That's your Michael Jordans, man. That's your Denzel Washingtons and your Will Smiths. Nebuchadnezzar wasn't looking for them niggas, man. Them niggas ain't well favored in skill and wisdom and knowledge, man. Them niggas is court justice, man. Them niggas is entertainers. Make you laugh. That's all they here for, man. The Lord ain't looking for them type of niggas, man. Nebuchadnezzar was looking for who? It's a children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom and cunning in knowledge and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. These are not the men that you're looking at today as your idols, man. Nebuchadnezzar wasn't looking for these guys, man. He was looking for the apostles and the elder bishops and the elders and younger brothers that teaching the sound doctrine, man. That's who Nebuchadnezzar wanted, man. Not some nigga that know how to dunk a ball, man. This is so this is Galatians 6 and 16. It reads, and as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them, and mercy upon the Israel of Yahweh Shema Bashah. These are the ones, man. And that's why these devils, like it said in Daniel 8 and 10, when Antiochus Epiphanes, it said what? He stamped some of the stars of Jerusalem to the ground, man. Same thing it say about the dragon. Listen, man, understand what we're dealing with, man. There is nothing new under the sun. Let's read this again. Daniel 8 and 10. It's about Antiochus Epiphanes. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven, talking about the little horn, and it cast down some of the hosts and of the stars to the ground and stamped upon them. This is what he did when he came in Jerusalem, man. Antiochus Epiphanes. Don't it say the same thing about the dragon in Revelation 12? Let's read it. Revelation 12 and 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 horns upon his head. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. So the stars, these devils want to be you, man. So just like the man in the Iron Mask, good movie, they had the evil brother had to take the good brother and hide him in a dungeon with the mask on him. So this devil, to take over and say that they are the Hebrew Israelites, they had to take control, which the Lord let them do it. They had to take control of the land to play this whole little movie out, saying that they are the peoples of the Lord, man. What is that? Isaiah, right? What did this devil want to do? He don't care about the heathen nations. He don't care about the other heathen nations, man. He got to control you, you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans. Because when the Lord say make the world for Israel's sake, when you control Israel, you control the planet, man. Isaiah 14 and 13. But thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, man. I will sit also upon the mountain of congregation in the sides of the north. So this devil, he need the control of so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and then they can push their agendas, man. Because when you got so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians out there with all wisdom and cunning knowledge, understanding science, there's a problem. The heathens can't push their bull. We got to take these people first. We got to get them first, and then we can say the God, the Lord of heaven, the power of earth and heaven look like me. He look like us. Then we can say, yeah, we them people. Hey, the Lord called how he did this, man. This is Psalms 83. That's why it tell you in Psalms 50, thy thoughts. Let me read that real quick. In Psalms 50, in verse 21, it say, these things has thy done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. What it mean to set something in order? That mean they standing up. Just like in Ezekiel 37, the valley of dry bone, it said they stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. The precept is in the Revelation 11, man. Okay? And they stood up in Revelation 11 to say, and fear fell upon all them that saw them. Just like it said in Wisdom of Solomon 5, man. So the Lord let these devils do this, man. Okay? That's why you gotta understand, you that's learning this truth, man. Listen, we ain't gonna be down here alone, man. We ain't gonna be on the bottom long, man. This is just a movie playing out, man. And we already reading about the end. The it say they shall be as though they never been, right? The scriptures say you're gonna look around and like, man, where them devils at? We just gotta pray to you how about Shema Shah to increase our wisdom, our understanding, to increase our strength, to endure to the end, man. Because we ain't gonna be down here alone, man. We ain't gonna be on the bottom alone, man. But to the 2/3 that these devils have already taken, them ain't the stars of the Lord on this side, man. They ain't no stars, man. Hosea 5:14. For I will be unto Ephraim as a lion, and as a young lion to the house of Judah. I will tear and go away. I will take away, and none shall rescue him. So 2/3 ain't gonna be rescued, man. That's why I read in Second Ezra 16. It say for a wrath. It said for let's read it again. Second Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, a burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. And Jake already being idle. They're already being fed with idols now, man. Hey, you already know what time it is. Everybody's following the ways of the government, which is what? Government is control, men is mind. They control mind control. Everybody following the government, want to be part of the system. They want to vote. They want to do this and that. Hey, a beautiful precept because in Psalm 69, King David said that in Psalm 69:22, that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. You see, this truth is your welfare benefits, man. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. And that's those 2/3. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Why? Because they fear those, because the your rulers, they fear those that fear the Lord, man. And it's beautiful because your rulers fear these men that fear Yahweh Shema Shah. That's cold, ain't it? Yeah, it is. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, man. You see? Because they fear the men that fear Yahweh Shema Shah, man. So let's get this. So remember, the Lord say, it's Isaiah 30:11. For I am with thee, saith the Lord Yahweh. Remember the basket of good figs and the basket of evil figs, right? The Lord said he sent the basket of good figs into captivity for their good, right? And that's what? To be nourished with discipline and mercy. But the basket of evil figs, which is 2/3, they are being nourished too. But it's with folly and wrath, man. The Lord is cold, man. The righteous and the wicked is both getting nourished, man. Righteous being nourished with discipline and mercy. The wicked, they're nourished with the folly of the world, the wisdom of the world. Everything of this world is folly, man. So I summed it up with folly and wrath, man. That's for the 2/3. Jeremiah 30:11. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, to save thee, though thou make a full end of all nations, where I have scattered thee. You hear this? This is the power of the Bible saying, though I make a full end of all nations, where I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. This time of the basket, the good fig, the whole select, but I will correct thee in measure and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. You see? So the hopeful elect had to get punished with what? Being punished, being nourished with discipline, man, and wrath. That's why King David said, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. The rod is to be chastised, to be corrected. Why we were sent here? We were sent here to be punished and corrected, man. So the rod is for the correction, it's for the punish and the correction. Because when you read Psalms, King David was going through the wringer, man. Okay? Though he was a man of the Lord heart, the Lord put King David through the ringer, man. All the time, constantly. Elijah went through it, man. Go read the stories, man. Job, Job represented the elect, man. Job represented the elect going through the trials and tribulations, the adversity and afflictions. Because when the Lord asked Satan in Job 2, where you coming from? He said, from walking to and fro in the earth, up and down in it. What it says, Psalms 12 and 8? The wicked walk on every side when the violent men are exalted, right? First Peter 5 and 8. As a roaring lion, walketh about, seeing whom he may devour, man. So Job represented the elect going through these trials and tribulations, these adversities and these afflictions, and overcoming it, man. Through what? Through the nourishing, the discipline, and mercy of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. That's the rod for the punishment, correction. The staff is for the lean on for comfort, man. That's to the hopeful elect, man. Jeremiah 30, again 11. For I am with thee, saith Yahweh Shema Shah, to save thee. Do I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee? Yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, which is in you can read it in Isaiah 1, verse 1 through like 6. For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead that cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. You see that? The Lord say, verse 14, all thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thy iniquities, because thy sins were increased. You see? Why criest thou for thy affliction? That's why I tell you what Michael said, Michael 7:9, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him, man. The Lord said right here, Jeremiah 30 and 15, why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. This is the Lord, man. So we will bear the indignation of the Lord because we sinned against him. Okay? But this is for to be punished and corrected, man. To be nourished with discipline and mercy, man. While 2/3 is being nourished with folly and wrath, man. Let's get this. I want to get first let's get this. This is Ecclesiasticus 41 and 8. And it reads, woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the most high power. For if you increase, it shall be to your destruction. You got Jake say, the Lord bless me. Jesus Christ blessed me with a nice house and a car, and I got a little money in my account. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the most high power. For if you increase, it shall be to your destruction. This is another precept the head brother of the camp sent me earlier, because I was looking for a verse. I can't find it though. I know it's one in Ecclesiastes 9, which I'm going to read, but I know it's a verse, and it say how the Lord feedeth the righteous and the wicked. I don't know where it's at though. So this is one of the precept the brother sent me. Was a beautiful precept. This is Matthew 5. I know I thought it was in Sirach. It said how the Lord feedeth the righteous and the wicked. This is Matthew 5 and 45, the brother sent. It say, that ye may be the children of your Father, which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. That's how cold the Lord is, man. He sending the sun on the righteous and the evil, and he sending the rain on the just and the unjust. But guess what? The unjust is folly and wrath. The just is discipline and mercy, man. That's the difference. So let me get this. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 1, right? It reads, for all this, because this is about them on this side, the children of no blemish, man, right? And who have all wisdom, right? All cunning knowledge, understanding the truth, science, right? Knowledge, to know, in the know, understanding all things through our spiritual fathers. Ecclesiastes 9 and 1. For all this I considered in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of God. No man knoweth either love or hatred by all that is before them. All things come alike to all. There is one even to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean, and to the unclean, to him that sacrificeth, and to him that sacrificeth not. As is the good, so is the sinner, and he that and he that sweareth, as he that feareth an oath. Right? It say this is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all, yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live, and after that they go down, and after that they go to the dead. So this is Ecclesiastes, also Ecclesiastes 2. Yeah, that's one. No, I already know about that one. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. But that's a good one too, though. It say, right, it's beautiful though, because it say all your brother put out Tazama Yasharallah 2, Ecclesiastes 42 and 24. All things are double, one against another, and he have made nothing imperfect. So, like Ecclesiastes 9 say, man, that hey, all is to the righteous and to the wicked, man. The righteous understand, as it tell you, it was Ecclesiastes 8, how the righteous know how to discern time and judgment, both time and judgment. Two-thirds don't. It say Ecclesiastes 2 and 1. I said in my heart, go to now, I will approve them with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is vanity. I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it? I said in my heart, to give myself unto wine, yea, acquainted my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life. I made me great works. I built me houses. I planted me vineyards. I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kinds of fruit. I made me pools of water, till therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also, I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, in the delight of the sons of men, as musicians, instruments, and that all of sorts. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also, my wisdom remained with me, and whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor. and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun, man. This is Solomon. Everything was laid at his feet, man. What did he say in the end? Don't go on that side with folly at, man, because you ain't gonna come back, man. Don't go over there, man. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments. That's what he said at the end, man. It say, verse 12. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man, it said, for what can the man do that cometh after the king? Even that which have been already done. This is what Solomon's saying. Everything that I did, right? The riches, like today, you got Jake, right? You got these Michael Jordans and whoever, a regular Jake that done worked his whole life, 40 years, right? He done got a nice little house for the family. So he had a son. So he gonna pass it down to the son, the family, right? King David saying, everything that I've done, I gotta leave it to some sons that could be wicked. Listen. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king? Even that which have been already done. You see, because it's nothing new, right? That's what the scripture tell you. It's better not to have kids with Ecclesiastes, Wisdom of Solomon 16, Ecclesiastes, I forgot what chapter. It's better not to have sons and daughters than to have them to be wicked, man. It say, then I saw that wisdom excelleth folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool waketh in darkness. And I myself perceive also that one event happeneth to them all. Then said I in my heart, as it happened to the fool, so it happened even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart that this also is vanity. But there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool forever. Seeing that which now is the last, seeing that which now is in the days to come shall all be forgotten. And how dieth the wise man as the fool? Therefore, I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yeah, I hated all my labor, which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it unto the man that shall be after me. And who knoweth whether he shall be a wise man or a fool? This is Solomon talking about his sons. It say, yet shall he have rule over all my labor, wherein I have labored, and wherein I have showed myself wise under the sun. This also is vanity. And we know Solomon had wicked sons, man. King David did too, man. Okay? It say, therefore, when I went about to cause my heart to despair of all the labor which I took under the sun, but there is a man whose labor is in wisdom and in knowledge and in equity, yet to a man that have no labor, therein shall he leave it for his portion. This also is vanity and a great evil. For what have man of all his labor, and of the vexation of his heart, wherein he labor under the sun, for all his days are sorrows, and his travail grief. Yea, his heart taketh no rest in the night. This also is vanity. There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This also I saw that it was from the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. For who can eat, or who else can hasten hereunto more than I? For power given to a man that is good, in his sight wisdom and knowledge and joy. But to the sinner he giveth travail to gather and to heap up, that he may give it to him that is good before Yahweh Shemavashai. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit, man. So Jake is running around here thinking the Lord is looking out for him, man. Talking about these wicked niggas, man. These niggas, oh, Jesus bless me, nice house, nice car. Man, listen. Let's close with this. Ecclesiastes 2:26 again and say, for God giveth to a man that is good in his sight wisdom and knowledge and joy. But to the sinner he giveth travail to gather and to heap up, that he may give it, that he may give to him that is good before power. So look, these heathens don't have no clue. Everything they have gathered up, man, is for the hopeful elect, man. And what 2/3 is doing, it's gonna come to naught, man. What the heathens is doing is gonna come to naught because they're coming against the stars of the Lord, man. And Elder Yashwan was doing the lesson last night. I was watching at the plantation, right? This whole new agenda, this agenda 2020, agenda 2030, right? All control of all resources, man. And if you don't have Yahweh Bashem Abashai, man, man. So I just want to go on this lesson. Oh, let me close with this. Back in actually this is Jeremiah 29:17, dealing with these figs, right? So remember, man, the trials and tribulations, the adversity and affliction that you're going through, man, that's the Lord that's the Lord chastising you, man. Okay? Oh, as a matter of fact, this is Proverbs 3:11. It reads, my son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth, man. Okay? So remember, man, you could be on that side where you in the streets, laying on your stomach or on your back, crying to your mama cause some centurion got his knee on your neck, man. Or you could be on your stomach, choked out by some cigarettes, man. Okay, what's this guy's name? Eric Garner. And that sound like thunder. I'm finna get down. You could be on your knee, on your back. You could be in your car, talk about Hamas Yahweh Shah, and you still get shot, man. Like you remember the guy and his chicks a few years ago, right? The chick was filming, they still shot the guy. They talking about Mashiach Yahweh Shah and all this madness, man. Listen, man. Remember, you could be one of those, man. Hey, so gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether concepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupant pushing the truth and believing the truth with the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. Shalom to thy walk who are listening and learning. To few sisters who are listening and learning. What was edifying to next time I say Shalom. Wa for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Hey, the water for the precepts. Yeah, I read this earlier, y'all. I read that on Psalm 65. I read that a little earlier. But the water.